Hey guys, it's Klutz here. Massive thank you to everyone who's been listening and tuning in to the podcast so far. We hope you're enjoying it. We've got some pretty good feedback. This week we've sat down with Denan Kemp from Bloke In A Bar. Now, this is pretty big for us, and we've really gone with the low budget production here. Unfortunately, Darcy's audio isn't the best in this one, but it was a massive opportunity for us to go down and have a chat with Denan, just a bit about footy and a bit about his bar and his beer. So apologies for the not as good quality, but we are a low budget production and we'll come back bigger and better. So thanks again. Just remember, guys, give them heaps. Righto, guys, welcome back to episode 3 of Crushin Tins. We're down at Bloke In A Bar today. You got Klutz and Das, we're minus Jay, but we got the Goosey King and the Beak Man. The Beak of the People. The Beak of the People. Denan Kemp. So, thanks for having us down, mate.
Mate, that's
huge for us.
Nah, it's fucking huge for me. I enjoy it, boys. I've started just like you started. Fuck, what's 5 years ago? So I know what it's like, man. I know how hard it is to get the courage just to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Even now, people don't realise. Like even now, you know, from the outside looking in, you might assume that like, when I put out content, I'm very confident in it, and it's like, yeah, of course the boys are like this. But sometimes there's content where I'll be like, I'll ask my missus, like, fuck, should I even put this out? Like, is this too weird? Like, or is this like too much or whatever? And I get nervous about it. So it's not as simple as just
starting.
It's not as like, even though the page reaches over 1 million Aussies a week, and so like, so the Instagram page alone has 5.5 million impressions a week. Just the Instagram page.
That's ridiculous.
Which is crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's
crazy. Basically, the way I look at it, like, literally your podcast, for the first I've even heard of a podcast. Like, what is this?
Yeah, what is it?
And I'm pretty sure when you started, you were more heavily focused on like footy chats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But over the past, however long it's been, your content's a mixture of, like, as soon as something happens in the footy, there'll be a post out about it, like, almost instantly. But then you've got all these characters you've built up, you know, it's fucking hilarious.
Gutho.
Yeah, exactly. And the Goosey, obviously.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I always wanted to do that, but I didn't have the confidence to do that. Because like comedy is a funny thing. Like you can put out like official stuff, like this is the score, and it's not like connected to you personally. Like this is the score, that's the score. Like you look at it, oh, yeah, thanks for the information. Yeah. Whereas when you put up comedy and you're not funny, people really react negatively to it. They're like, mate, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah. So it took years. Like I always wanted to have essentially a sports network. I know it doesn't seem like that yet outside looking in that it's a sports network, but when you compare my page to say Fox League, it actually is a sports network.
Definitely.
And so eventually we will gain that kind of respect in the footy community that we are a sports network. Bloke In A Bar is a sporting network. It's kind of like Barstool TV.
The best thing for me, I reckon, about what you do is it's that not bullshit sort of thing. And, you know, being like a former player, you've got that player's perspective and that sort of thing. It's more of a human sort of interaction, and it's good.
That's sort of the idea. It's like content, valuable content that people consume to build a brand. I know like what they're trying to do with the sports thing is like cut out the media almost and go fans straight to player, and I feel like that's exactly what you're doing as well. So
it would have been like 5 years ago. Like that's basically what I thought. I would rather get the fan just to basically feel like, put it this way, the locker room was set up, it's called the locker room, so obviously the metaphor is you're in the locker room. And so the plan from the get-go was like, I want you to feel like you're sitting in a room, like let's say that's me sitting there and that's Bo Ryan sitting there, you're sitting here, fly on the wall, and you're just talking with us. And
no one interpreting information on the back out.
And so like, what YKTR Media is doing, it's great. Is it called Media now? It's YKTR Sports now, but it's essentially, to break it down even further, when you read a media piece, whatever, when it's been edited and shortened down, or there's a story, people don't understand that they're actually being positioned intentionally before the story even begins. And so you see a headline that is created by someone, their intention essentially to click on it. So that their motivation is to get as many views as possible. Whereas someone like myself, my motivation is either it's funny, it's true, or it's a deep insight. What gives me the possibility to do that is to be able to have a product that I can sell, take that product I can sell, whatever money we make from it, we put it back straight into the network. And it's a self-sustaining thing. And I can keep, because I'm not beholden to advertisers, therefore I can continue to have not views that matter, but rather truth matters to me because I'm trying to build up a loyal fan base. Not fan. I hate the word fans. Shit. Loyal community.
Yeah. Sure.
I fucking hate the word fan.
Community's definitely a lot
mate,
better.
I fucking hate the word fan. Like, oh, he's a fan. Like, no, he's just a fucking bloke that likes your shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So every time I say that, I catch myself. It's because it's community. That's what 100% is.
Yeah.
And so I've got the luxury. It's much harder. It's much easier to go and get advertising, but the longer play of look, if I can put it this way, if you watch footy and you enjoy beer over a longer period of time, sometimes it'll take you longer to change beers or whatever, but a longer period of time, like, why wouldn't I go and buy a Bloke In A Bar beer? Because I'm getting all this sports content as well.
Yeah.
So it's this perfect exchange of, like, I'm actually losing nothing in it. I'm getting the beer that I want and I was going to buy anyway. I've got $50 a week to spend or whatever. I was going to buy that beer anyway. Why not take that same money, put it into the beer, which goes back into the sports network? And I've got it's free with barely any ads on it. It's only got Bloke In A Bar ads on it, which are very non-intrusive.
Yeah.
And so it's the perfect, social media and the internet has created the perfect dynamic for that to happen before you can do that.
Almost, that's like what the route we're going to go down. Eventually, we want to do something, whether it be selling shirts or like doing beers.
Yeah.
We've actually built like Jay, who's not here today, built a chat box. So if you message our Facebook page, it asks you 4 questions and it'll spit you out a recommended beer.
Oh, really?
How
good's that?
Group. So, and one thing we've been really conscious of is we really don't want to make it seem like we're pushing a certain product, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we'd rather provide the valuable content and then in the end say, if you love our content and want to support us, this is where you can purchase this or that, you know? We'd rather do that than make it feel like we're selling.
Yeah, exactly, because that'd be the worst thing. We just want people to go out there, smack a couple of beers and just, I think like the biggest reason why we started our page was basically get people out there who, you know, like as you said, it's a big step to do this sort of stuff. And in a private platform, you got different people who are just posting videos. You find some absolute characters. But yeah, we just want people to feel comfortable about what they drink. And as you said, build that community where, not plugging before, we were down at Bolter before.
Yeah.
And this bloke came up to us and was like, we went to the toilet. And this bloke just kept staring at us. And I was like, this is a bit weird. Like, I don't know where this is going, but that's all sweet. But we came back out, we're standing there, and he's like, you're the boys from Bloody Brilliant Beers.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, I'd love eventually for, you know, if we go out to places, got those people posting, ourselves posting, if we can go to venues and just have a beer with another member and be, as you said, like with that community, like it's just it's sick, man. Like,
well, it's kind of the last vestige that is like outside of the sporting community, like to just go have a beer with your mates. It used to be a stock standard thing. Every weekend, that's just what you did. Whereas like, we've got so much content at home on our TVs. It's very easy to not do that. And it's kind of like the last kind of campfire of humanity, really. Like, you know, the campfire of just sitting around and fucking talking shit. Half the shit doesn't have to mean anything. But you're like, at least you're communicating with people on a level that's real.
I remember back like when we were growing up, you couldn't even get all the footy games on TV. Like when we had Fox, and not even had Fox. Now you can pull it up on your phone and watch, you know, cinematic. Exactly right.
Or you got literally Netflix with like this huge array of whatever you want to watch, $7 a month or whatever, on your phone. Like I watch a lot of shit. I don't even have normal TV at home anymore because I got like everything's on my phone now. It's crazy. Totally different environment. But man, it's basically it's crazy how much opportunity has been opened and how you can use the internet and social media to connect you in ways that are positive, you know, in the sense of like meeting up and all that kind of stuff. So there's still a lot of positives that come out of, you know, social media.
As we were saying, like just before we started recording, our first podcast, we were just sitting at home. It's so easy to just start.
And you just like put it up and it's like on the internet and it's just everything go everywhere.
Exactly. It's good fun.
One thing we definitely wanted to touch on was I have 2 memories of footy growing up that I'll never forget. One was Darren Lockyer in the elimination final against the Dragons with fractured eye, so they're kicking the field goal.
Go.
That's
weapon, go.
Exactly. For me, I was sitting under the post, like, greatest day ever. But one, and I don't know what it was about this game, it was a hectic game. Came out of Eels 2008. I was there with my granddad, and that kick across field on the zone, the regather.
Oh man,
it must have been easy.
Darcy wouldn't shut up about it on the way up, actually. So he pulled up YouTube and we're like, oh, fuck yeah, this is... As soon as he pulled it up, we're like, oh, yeah, we remember this.
Well, you know, it's crazy because it was a nothing game. Like, it wasn't a finals.
Yeah.
But I think it was the perfect, like, that. If you could write a story of, like, that finish that every kid has in the backyard, whatever, that was it. Like, the greatest player of all time. I'd already scored 3 tries. The siren goes.
Yeah.
It's a shit pass off the deck.
Because I was Googling it during the week, and I found a little clip on YouTube. It was like 10 seconds, like right at the end, and the crowd at the end just goes nuts. And then I looked further into it, and I found like the NRL actually had like a proper highlights match of the game, and it wasn't that packed. So I thought it was good. Early in the game, so it was not many people there, and it sounded like absolutely great. 30K was just crushed it.
Like, yeah. So, when you're playing 56K, like, Cowboys, 30K is like, quiet night at the office. Yeah, a little training run, little fan day. Community day. But yeah, like that's what's so, so many people have that memory etched in their head, and it's not even it's not a finals game. It's bizarre.
As you said though, it's that, like, as footy players, you dream of those moments where you can just win it for the boys, and everyone's just like,
it's literally every kid's dream. And so like when it happened for me, I knew the significance of it, but because you've got a job to do, like I just kind of like I was just so, to be honest, I was just so stoked I could do it for the boys. That was my immediate reaction. Was like I just had this like overwhelming contentment of like all the boys were happy with me. So stoked that I'd done that or whatever.
Shout out to Orbo.
Yeah, Orbo had something to do with it. I don't know what it was. You know what? Orbo the week before took an extra hit up. Eric Growth was tired, knowing that I would get there at the end. It's all Orbo. Orbo did it. Fuck, he's a good player. Fuck, it all fucking makes sense now.
It all makes
fucking hell.
It's actually like
and so what was strange though was like it wasn't until like 10 years later I was sitting at a pub like 3 or 4. Because it's not like you sit there every day going, fuck, how good was that try that I scored? You know what I mean? Like, you don't really... But it feels like 10 years later, it honestly feels like I'm watching someone else do it. But something else that I recognise, and I only started doing that as more people come up to me and started like saying, mate, it's that moment, whatever. And I was sitting there with my missus and we were watching, and I think it was like a replay on like Fox League or whatever on one of the screens. And I was just like, fuck, you know what's really weird I never thought of? Like, there were people all over the country that experienced that at that moment at a pub, and they'll always like remember that moment. And I was in that moment, and I just think that's when it really hit me. It was like, fuck, the impact that had, a positive impact on so many people, and negative for all the para fans. But even even para fans were like, fuck, man, that was crazy. Like, that was crazy. So, bro, I'm just so fucking lucky. I just remember the thing before, like the play before, I put my hand out and like pointed to Lockie, and you've got this like...
And he just listened to everything you said.
Yeah, obviously. No, well, he didn't listen, he didn't kick it. And so in your head, you're not confident. Like, you know it's the right thing to do, but you're just like, fuck, what if I fuck it up? So you put your hand out, you didn't kick it, and then it came back again, I put my hand in again, just thinking, fuck, like, I'm just going to go here. And when he kicked it, all I thought was like, I don't care if I get absolutely waxed. I don't care if I get taken out into the third row. I'm just going straight for that corner, no matter what. Because if I hesitated for a second in that thing, boom, no try, not even close. And so, it just seemed to, it all just seemed to fall into place, the try. And
sorry to chip in. Is it one of those things that you, just in your mind, you can just, what happened?
Oh, you can't. I can't remember the visual of it, but I can remember what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't remember what it looked like to be running down that line because you're moving at such a high pace. I can't remember the visual of it, but I can remember definitely thinking as it's coming across, you've got to, no matter fucking what, get to that corner. Doesn't matter how hard you get hit, just get to the corner. And
it's that mentality.
What's the like about with Lockie? Just like,
well, it's just like it's actually the absence of thinking about what's it like with playing with Lockie. Like, a lot of people think that it's like if you see a good boxer, he makes it look easy.
Yeah.
And like Lockie, like if you see Lockie, it's actually the absence of feeling like there is anything to worry about. Like, you actually don't notice he's playing because everything's running smoothly. You know what I mean? And so you just don't have to worry about anything. That's what it feels like. If Lockie's on the field, we're sweet. It's all good.
I remember being like, as a youngster growing up, thinking if the Bronx had the ball within like 30 metres of the playing score line, and score Lockie, it's like trouble.
Yeah.
And if you didn't score, we'd be like, oh,
weird.
Fuck.
Two years later, 2010, we're in our own 40. This was 56K, in front of the Cowboys. 75th minute. Lockie, this is how good Lockie was, and this is no knock on Thurston. Like Thurston's one of the ghosts.
Yeah.
We're in our own 40, maybe even 30. Lockie, second play, gets a ball, steps Thurston, hits Izzy, hits me. We score a try to match winner. Like he did it all the time. Like he did it constantly, just create something from nothing. And I think because you couldn't look at Lockie and be like specifically like he was super fast or he was super that he gets not appreciated for how fucking good he was. Even though people don't realise, when did you ever sit there and go, fuck, Lockie had a shit game?
Yeah, it's
never.
Consistent, not like consistently like way above average. Like it's just consistently great.
100%.
Like it's just
consistently great. And if he had a bad game, it was actually just a solid game.
Yeah.
And so like
the best on ground.
and so like I just feel that with Lockyer, on their day, maybe John's was better. Like let's say you had John's best day, Lockie's best day, maybe Joey just picks him, maybe. But what I can say is that over a career, there's no one that has offered such consistency as Lockie at such a high level.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Cronk and Joey together. Cronk's consistency and Joey's skill set.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a little, like let's say Joey's at 100 skill set, you know, Lockie's at 98. Let's say Cronk is at, 97 consistency, Lockie's at 99 consistency.
Yeah.
And so that's why, and also, there's no other player in the history of the game, in my opinion, that you could say is the GOAT in two positions. Fullback and
5'8".
There's no one else you can say that about. He did everything. He did absolutely everything.
Just absolutely freakish.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I feel, Joey's there, and you got Lockyer there. You're going to throw the ball to Lockyer.
I think so. On his...
It says the 5 Queensland.
Yeah, 5 Queensland. It just depends. Like, you know what? It's just... it just depends on... If Joey's having one of his days, like, fucking just give the cunt the ball. He's going to do something hectic.
Shout out to the Hectic Cheese.
Yeah, shout out to Hectic Cheese.
Oh,
just
my
like
boy.
Cheese.
I'm a Melbourne fanboy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I gave a lot of shit for it. For being a Queenslander, but I love them.
Mate.
Hectic Cheese is...
That was so funny, man.
Look at,
Still is so funny.
why would you not back this? Oh...
What a tackle by Mitchell Moses just
Nothing shits me off more. I play Union. Yeah, sorry, we got Para versus Penrith trial on. I play Union. Sorry about it.
I mean, you're the one that has to live with it, bro, not us.
Nothing shits me off more than a forward than when a back doesn't just back for the corner.
Yeah, or get low. He should get low here.
Get low, exactly. Like, is that Mansour? At least he didn't
Or
hurt himself again, which is
That's a
good.
great
I hope he
tackle.
stays. That's
a great offload too.
Was that Moses? That was.
Yeah, he lost it. It wasn't try. That was Moses. That was a great tackle by Moses.
Mansour's a strong man.
Fucking oath. Mansour's a gun.
He is, man.
To be honest, Nathan probably should have finished that. I'm sure he'll be cut about that. But anyway, we can't keep it like, mate.
We get sidetracked way too easy. Yeah. But yeah. Well, look, I suppose we'll probably move on to why we're here as well. We know you had a beer a couple of years ago, which is back again.
Yep.
Had it in a number of bottle shops, and then you've had this opportunity to come to a bar. So, like, what
was the go?
Yeah, what was the go, man?
So we had we launched the beer, and obviously footy and beer just go like, you literally can't make two better things. Like, honestly,
Jared Lockyer and Denan Kemp.
I mean, if you said it, I didn't say it. But yeah, like, so footy and beer, obviously, it's like the perfect crossover. Like, it's just like footy, and, beer and fishing, beer and footy, beer and sport, pretty much. So yeah, we obviously we had the platform, we'll launch a beer on it. We launched the beer, got into about 40 bottle-os, and then we got the opportunity to take this over, and it was kind of like, the beer was going really, really well, but we were like, look, physical location really gives you a sense of like credibility within the industry, even though the brand is actually way more valuable than this place will ever be, the bar.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. A lot of people, we'll go into the school system now, but like we don't get taught this shit in school about brand, IP, the value of, actually...
All
the shit, like, I don't know nothing about from school except for, like, my basic maths and English.
Yeah.
No history, pretty much, nothing. And so, yeah, like we don't get educated in the sense that like your brand is actually the value in today's society. It's not not a product; it's the brand on the product. But anyway,
that's again back to what we're trying to do. People build this brand up to get stuff on the shirt, do whatever. But you've got to show enough brand. People invest in it. People feel something towards it.
yeah, absolutely. And also in today's society, we have an abundance. There's no shortage of products to choose from.
Yeah.
So it's always a brand that is going to be the separating factor.
Whereas almost you're not reinventing. You know what I mean? Like obviously beer's different, but
Yeah, but even beer, like you can choose 4 beers and all of them be like, yeah, that's a good beer, good beer. It's not like you're sitting there going, fuck, I can't find a like. Okay, here's a perfect example: Stone and Wood Pacific Ale.
Yeah.
That reinvented shit.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen that happens once in a fucking blue
Exactly.
moon. Like so. Most times it's the brand as like look at Bolter. Like Bolter is a solid beer.
Yeah.
But it's the branding that got it. It's it's
about today.
Mick Fanning. Like without Mick Fanning, that beer doesn't exist.
Packaging.
Yeah. And like the packaging is good and everything, but like the brand of like Mick Fanning, you love Mick Fanning, the other 3 surfers on the coast. It's the same with Bloke In A Bar. Bloke In A Bar doesn't exist without me. Like even though it sounds arrogant to say, but Bloke In A Bar doesn't exist. Like and Bloke In A Bar is an idea in people's heads. You know, like everyone knows Bloke In A Bar. It's, you know, old school, blokes just having a bit of laugh, having a bit of fun. And that's the value. It's not really the actual product that's the value. Anyway, so we knew that would give us credibility here as a physical location. This will run its course eventually, and we'll move on from here because the beer is going into stores, and that's the main focus. Because at the end of the day, it's awesome to come here and people love it. But how much better is it that if people can just go down to the local bottle, get the same feeling?
Well, we're all Brizzy boys,
Yeah.
so, you know, I've actually never been here before.
Yeah.
I've wanted to come here for so
no worries
long,
about it,
but
mate. It's only an hour away, but it's fine. You say you're part of the community, but you never been.
yeah, exactly. I'm actually the worst bloke. But
last time I came here, I was like, I'm so keen to try the lager. I wasn't here.
Really? How long was it?
It was a while ago now. I don't know. They just had run out. Like,
They run out. I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Good to hear.
I've been here a couple
yeah,
of
what's happening? Yeah,
Real community member.
yeah, exactly. I'm a fake community.
You're out now.
I stayed here with my girl. This is my girlfriend for the weekend. I was like, we've got to stop her on the way out.
But I mean, how much value is it going to bring now when you can go and get the case of beer
Yeah.
and have the same feeling that you get when you come here and be like, you know, this is something that I know the owner, I know what it's like, I know the environment, I know what the community's like, so it's going to be good when people can take that. The whole reason why we wanted to launch on round 1 was basically give another reason for people to look forward to round 1. Like, I can't wait to get my case and just sit down in front of the TV, have a few Bloke In A Bar beers, and then watch the footy.
Massive plug.
Yeah,
Couldn't plug it enough.
I mean, we are at the bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the idea is like, you know, the feeling, the brand.
Round 1 is.
Exactly. You know, yeah, as you said, there's so much hype around the start, but you've got this community of people who are backing you. And
That you're not a part of, yeah. So.
Yeah. Except for, I'm trying to be. I'm trying to get back out.
Mate,
Yeah.
you've done your dash. We've been open for 3 years. You couldn't even drive an hour for us.
Yeah, no, I'm so sorry.
I'm joking.
I will buy, I reckon, 10 cases straight up. Get some cases, bring it down to Jeeves. It is a union club, but I reckon we'll smack them, so it'll be good.
I'm joking.
No. I'm pretty hurt.
Like, that engage with your brand. They're all smacking beers and stuff anyway. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
bloody oath.
all the half the shit you repost, like people on the beers.
Smacking beers.
Exactly.
As soon as it gets to the like, so during the weekend we get plenty of mentions, but as soon as it hits like Friday to Saturday, especially Saturday, the mentions are just like hundreds of mentions because people are on the piers having a good time, and that's what I want. I
I
want people
think
to
the best
enjoy
thing about your beer as well is it's a lager.
it.
So we were saying before we started chatting before the potty, a lager is that sort of beer that you just smack with anyone.
Yeah.
A lager is just like a universal good beer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, as you said, it's just that beer that you have with the boys.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what I
you're just having it watching the footy with the boys. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
if you notice on the cans and on the packaging, there's no mention of craft.
No.
Because although craft beer is fantastic, I enjoy craft beer. We don't want to be confused with that. You know, it is a craft beer technically.
Yeah.
But because it's still a young industry here in this country. So as soon as you say craft, and people immediately have an idea of a beer in their head, so we took it off all our packaging, and we make sure that we want to compete with like Great Northern and 4XBB and that eventually. We want to be seen as as something that is an alternative to them. We don't want to compete. We're not trying to compete with Bolter, Black Hops and Burley Brewing and that. We're not really, or Young Henry's. That's just not our area. Yeah,
I think that's the biggest thing as well, is that craft label. Like for ourselves, so we're all 25, and a massive,
cycle between Forex Gold and Forex Summer.
Yeah, mate. And the thing is like, no, the craft beer industry, I think it's only about 5 to 6% of actual beer consumption in this country.
Yeah.
And so, I could be wrong with that number, but it's a very low percent. It's a very low percent.
Yeah.
So you think, you think that there's this craft beer everywhere and it's taking over, but most blokes drink normal, just like Forex.
As we've said multiple times, I've had a bunch of boys be like, "What's your favourite beer you've had?" Actually, someone asked me last night, like, "What's your favourite beer ever?" And I was like, to be honest, the last 5-6 years, I go down to the local, grab my carton of Great Northerns, and I'm so happy. And they're like, "Oh, but what about all these ones you reviewed?" And I'm like, you know what? Craft beer's nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I've got my Forex, my Northerns, my Tui's New.
Easy.
I'm a happy man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's easy, simple.
Exactly.
And that's what we want to be, pretty much. Easy, simple. You go down, you get it, easy, simple. It's easy to drink. You don't have to sometimes you might get like a pale ale or Stone and Wood or whatever, and Stone and Wood pale ale is like game changer. But in saying that, it's not easy in the sense that you can't just smack them and not think about it. You're thinking about it. You might have two. You might I'm a bit bloated or whatever. Different occasion. Like having dinner, a nice dinner or whatever. Yeah. Whereas if you just want to sing piss, you're gonna get absolutely.
Definitely.
I guess probably one of my questions is your marketing. Obviously with the page and stuff is unreal, but getting involved with NRL players inside of bigger names, I guess, to then promote it. How did you get involved with that? Is it?
Well, I used to play. Well, I used to play in that, but with the marketing, it's like you guys when you see the box and also the Instagram and that, and the post, for example, the Gronk. Did you see that picture where I was doing that?
Oh, yeah.
The pest with Cameron Munson. You see that? Yeah. So you don't realise it, but it's because I'm in the culture. I'm a part of the culture. I'm not a suit. Yeah. If I can go out and play footy right now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm not like an owner of Forex that's never touched a footy in his life. Don't get me wrong, I love Forex. I fucking love it. It's synonymous with footy. But what I am saying is, there's honestly probably, out of all the guys that run it, let's say that there's a team of 20 that run Forex, not one of them know nothing about the culture. I live and breathe the culture. I watch every single game. I could tell you the stats of nearly every player that's playing. And that's why when you consume the content, you can feel that.
It's a relatable culture.
Yeah, you know that's coming from a real place.
Yeah, your pest posts. People are tagging you pest to the team.
They get it. They get it. Whereas and again, I love Forex, I love BB, and they've done so much in the game, and I'm not negging on them that way. But what I am saying is you can't buy that. You can't buy that. You have to be in it and experiencing it, and that's the kind of the difference with Bloke In A Bar is when you consume the content. Again, I'm not saying we're on their level at all. We're not even fucking in the same universe. What I am saying is when you feel the content, you know that it's real because you experience it at your own changing rooms. You experience the banter. You know exactly what I'm saying. That takes years to earn that respect and also to know what's going on. It's like anything. You go to a new country, you don't know the culture. You might be able to buy, you might buy certain things and buy exposure. Whereas the organic feel of Bloke In A Bar, it comes from a real place that I love footy. I watch it so much that it's not only a beer, it's a sports nick. So I think that's the difference with us is that you can feel that when you consume the content. But yeah, I mean, in saying that, as I said, I fucking love Forex, love BB,
exactly.
love Great Northern. It's kind of like Great Northern, what they did really well, even with their name. As soon as you see Great Northern, you think fishing.
You've got the marlin, the beer from up here.
And you can feel it. You can really feel it.
Standing in a cold room.
Yeah, and I think that's because I'm pretty sure they did start up north.
Yeah.
And they were really that.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of brands, when you do feel that that strong brand recognition, it's usually from a place of authenticity. Obviously, they're owned now. I think it's CUV or one of the big dogs.
CB,
yeah. So obviously it's different, but I still think that authenticity and respect is from years ago that they had. So similar to that.
Yeah, most definitely.
And the boys, and getting all the pictures with the boys, I'm just lucky that they all consume the content. They love Bloke In A Bar. And that's taken years of earning their respect in the sense that, like, I don't put up shit stories, I don't put up bullshit, and they appreciate that. So when it comes time, they all message, like, a lot of them message me asking for the cases. So, you know, there's been plenty of times where I could have messaged and said, hey, mate, come to the bar, get a photo, whatever. A lot of the boys come to the bar, I don't even take photos. Because I want them to know that it's not about that. Like, if they want to reach out and ask for cases, I'll 100% give them cases. I never ask for photos. It's all on them. Whatever they want to do, like, don't get me wrong, I fucking love that they take photos. Absolutely love it. But if they don't want to, it's not about that. It's about, we're brothers, man. We've been through the same thing. We're footy players. You played first grade, I played first grade. We know what it takes.
It goes back to the experience.
Yeah, really, exactly. It's real. It's authentic. So, and then, you know, on the flip side of that, you know, we put it this way. From all these clubs, we've had players reach out and ask for the beer. So it's been Tigers, Raiders, Rabbitohs, Bulldogs, Storm, North Queensland, Titans,
all 16.
Eels. All, pretty much, I'm pretty sure it's all 16 except for the Roosters and the Broncos. Roosters and Broncos have big beer sponsors, so it's a bit weird. Like they could do it, but it's just like, I don't want to get them in trouble. I don't want to reach out. Knights as well did it. Like Knights put a photo up, and so that's all just from, like, I didn't ask any of them for a photo, but because they're all fucking good blokes. You can't be in a footy side with it. They get it. They understand. They understand. I'm not trying to do that, but at the same time, like, it's a community. They get that we're all a community here at the end of the day. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And it's nice, like, some of the younger guys getting on board. Like, Munster is a huge name.
Yeah, bloody hell. Mate, he's a legend. Fucking Mad Dog Munster. Well, you know,
he's probably, like, out of everyone in the NRL, my number one man I'd love to go on a sesh with.
Right.
If you had one bloke you go on a bender with, that'd be Munster.
Mate, he fucking loves it.
Joey Jones, back in the day.
Joey, yeah, he's a goat bender. But so, like, this is how good of a bloke Munster was. Like, I reached out to him, and he was literally the number one guy I wanted in the NRL to be with the beer was Munster, because he suits it perfectly. Like, bit of a grub, larrikin, you know, like, gun, big name gun player. But he's one of the boys. You can tell he's one of the boys. And so when I reached out to him, this just proves how much he's one of the boys. I was like, mate, I would love to fly up from Melbourne. We'll do a photo shoot. He was telling me, thank you for thinking of me. He was like, thank you so much for thinking of me. I was like, bro, are you serious? You're the number 6 for Australia in Queensland. You pretty much had the best debut ever for Queensland at number 6. Killed it. And that's how much of, you know, like, and he's thanking me for, like, he's like, bro, thanks so much for thinking. I was like, man, you were literally the first person I thought of when I, you know, wanted to do something to beer. And they came up, had a few, like, all the pictures you see, they're authentic, in like the ones in the bar and that. That's just us having beers together. Like, that's not us, chatting shit. The whole time we're just chatting shit. So, he's a sick, like, legend. And Cookie, the same thing. Like, I was at the Dragons with Cookie, legend. He's like, mate, 100% I'll come down and do it. So, like, it's like your mates. Like, you're going to do your favours. It's just, I would do the same for them. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, bro, I'm just fucking super lucky to be in that position, to be honest. Like,
Just be pumped for launch as well. Round one's what, 2 weeks away?
2 weeks, isn't it? Yeah, it's 12 for March.
Yeah, so it's like it's like anxious and pumped. Because at the moment we're tracking, but it's not official yet. We're tracking to be in 100 stores before we even launch. So on launch night, in 100 stores. But we're not there yet. I think we're about 60 stores over New South Wales mainly, and we're just about to hit Queensland this week. The rep is. And so we're confident we can get 40 stores here.
Are you doing independents?
Yeah, it's all independent, because you got to go to Woolworths if you're going to go into Dan Murphy's, and that's a big fucking deal.
There's plenty of good independents around as well.
Oh, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong, we will go into Woolworths eventually. But if we can support independent bottlers, because the thing is, we've got a big platform, so when we advertise, it's really good for them, like, to get that. Yeah, exactly, and that's the whole thing. We'll advertise where you can get it quite regularly.
That'd be mad not to stop, because, like, your platform audience, like, that post will literally drive customers.
Well, the launch photo. No, this is all organic. Reached 100,000 people on Facebook, and on Instagram we got 7,500 likes, and it's just like organic.
That's
like,
ridiculous,
bro. Like the Gronk picture got 7,000 likes. Do you know what I mean?
Like,
it's not your best photo either.
Yeah, it's just. But well, that's the thing. It's the reason why people enjoyed it. It's because they all carry on with their mates and do funny shit like that, you know. Like,
exactly.
I'll staunch you, you know. So Yeah, like even the Johnny Bra one yesterday. That's just a bloke. Oh, bro, what a legend!
Yeah,
that's got over 5,000 likes, and it's just a picture of a bloke next to some beer. Yeah,
that's a lot of cartons.
yeah.
Well, it is for the boys. It is for the boys. I did I sent it down. And said, he said, mate, I'll give them to all the boys now. It was 10 cartons, I think. But yeah, so like it's just great. Like that's how strong the branding is. It's like that's an ad essentially. Yeah. Like technically that's an ad, and yet people love it so much that they're liking it like it's a viral video.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of the big like hectic cheese videos and that have been like actual funny videos get 4,000 likes. Yeah.
No, it's good. As you said, those like sort of Joe, not so much Joe, but like your Gronk, your Pest, that sort of thing. Like us as the community, as the viewers, sort of relate to it more on that sort of level. We've sort of found out with our own things, like the posts that we've found have done real well for us. It's just us being relatable sort of dudes. Like,
well, when you think about it, like, okay, let's say you're a big company. You don't have the guts to put that picture up. No. Because you're so scared of offending someone.
Yeah.
But what people don't understand is with this new age that we're in, essentially with the internet and social media, it's like we've seen it all. So we don't want to see the same old ad of a bloke holding a beer, going, come down, have a cold one. Like, like you're competing for the attention of our attention. I'm literally one scroll away from some dude shitting on top of a car. What am I going to watch?
Literally.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you've got to compete with. Whereas back in the day, like, they controlled the TV. So your eyes are on the TV. That's the only content you're consuming. So you have to watch the fucking ad. Whereas now, I've got some fucking dude nude doing a nudie fucking covered in shit somewhere. I don't know, like literally doing a goosey into a gutho, sculling a beer, and then crashing on with some chick. Like that's what you have to compete with on the internet and online, and that's where everyone's attention is online. No one watches ads on TV anymore.
Exactly.
It doesn't even have to be polished, and you know what I mean. It's just like
it's
funny or informative.
You've got to make like. So, like, for example, it's my own trademarks thing, but I like to, it's not trademarks, but I like to think of, it sounds douchey and entrepreneurial when I say this. I fucking hate the word entrepreneur. Anyway, I think of it like Trojan horse marketing in the sense that, like, how can I give you something that you think you want, but something inside, what the real message is inside it. Yeah. So, like, or like sugarcoating something. It's like the same kind of method. And it's essentially like, look, here's what you'll enjoy it. But inside, here's some hectic stats about the game or whatever. Here's the news. Like, perfect example. So,
McCulloch, Turpin.
Well, even like the Union, the guy that's going to Sevilla.
Adi Sevilla.
Adi Sevilla.
Such a weapon.
So the post was Bloke FC offer Adi $1 billion.
$1 billion, yeah.
But then there was an actual, in the caption,
like a story
real news.
Yeah.
And so you got a little laugh, and you're like, oh, fuck, this guy's actually coming to Union. And so I think that's the kind of, it's hard to do because you've obviously got to understand your community, but I think that is a really good way of like, it is relatable. Like when you're watching the footy, you don't sit around there just talking stats the whole time. You're sitting there, you're going, fuck, how shit is that dude's haircut? Shit chop. But then you're like, fuck, what a great pass. Do you know what I mean? And it's this mix. You're not sitting there the whole time going, fucking, bro, he just ran for 10 metres. All right, let's write that down. Oh, yeah, he just ran for 10. No, I don't think he was that good today. Like, you're having a laugh. He's got a shit haircut, but he's a hectic player. Yeah. So I think that if you can translate that into, like, the online platform you're trying to build, it's like, Barstool TV?
Yeah, I love Barstool,
exactly.
Man.
And so they do it perfectly. Some of their stuff's even like a bit crude for me, where I'm like, whoa, man, like, that's hectic. Like, fuck, yous are crazy.
That guy is the bloke shit on the car.
Yeah, like, so, but you know what?
Times 10.
It's silent. It's the silent majority that just wants to. They just want to enjoy their footy. They don't want to hear about all this other shit going on in the world, and they don't want to be told how fucking terrible they are. They just want to enjoy the footy without all the nonsense outside of it. I just want to go enjoy the footy, have a bit of fun, and not feel bad for having a bit of fun.
Yeah. But it's refreshing to see like all your funny content and shit, like hectic cheese over the All-Star weekend.
Yep.
But then to go, right, he played unreal. What do you guys think? And then open it up, and you get that kind of
absolutely
feedback and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's still very footy related.
Enjoy the statistical things you've done, like your video game sort of things, like he's a 97 overall.
So player card.
Yeah, the player cards,
Well,
man. Enjoy that a lot.
I wanted like a digital player card because obviously we don't deal with them anymore.
Yeah.
Like, how can we like bring that nostalgia feel back?
Yeah.
But obviously no one's going to go out and buy one, but they can get it in their phone. It looks really cool. But like for example, the Hectic Cheese is a perfect example. Let's say the Hectic Cheese didn't exist and he was just Brandon Smith still or whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes out and has the blinder. Yeah, who is that fucking guy? Some alternate reality. Let's say he does that and he goes out and has a blinder. He would be recognised and it would be appreciated. But because people can relate to him so much now, it was even bigger. You know what I mean? It was his performance was huge because people were like, fuck, that's the Cheese. He's one of the boys. He's a legend. He played sick too. He won the game. So I just think that people enjoy stories and narratives. They enjoy being able to feel like they know the person. There's a character there. Like you look at like Wendell Saylor when he was coming through. Piggy Riddell. Like Piggy Riddell was a gun. Don't get me wrong.
Piggy with he's the kick up there.
He never played Origin, but you can name him more than a lot of Origin hookers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he's a comparative figure, really.
Yeah, Piggy Riddell. Like Ballon played Origin, but and he's a gun. Don't
I
get me
honestly
wrong.
couldn't tell you that
But you
Ballon
couldn't-
played Origin.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
And he's a gun, bro. A gun. And yet Piggy Riddell will go down in folklore because he's a character that you could relate to. He was fun. You enjoyed it.
He's got the hand signal. He's the average rig.
Yeah.
He's
Very average.
Oh, man.
Very average, Rick.
But we love it.
Bloody hope you love it.
Exactly.
It's the bloke to stay back after a game and have 6 beers.
Mate, bloody oath 600.
Responsibly.
Yeah, responsibly had 600 and nearly died. He nearly responsibly died. But yeah, I think you can tell as well that a lot of the networks are starting to like clue into the fact that they can't really just be like serious all the time. They need to have a bit of fun and modern fun, not like footy. Oh man, the footy show got.
The footy show was one of the biggest downward spirals I've ever seen.
And it's no one's fault. Like you know whose fault it probably would have been. It's actually the people above who you actually saw, because they're the ones making the choices. The people on the panel and that, they're not making the choices. They're getting told what to do. But the problem with that is that they were using humour that was fun. Like you go watch Freddie Borden. Like I love Freddie Borden, but the jokes back then that were funny. They were heaps funny. They're not funny today. Because it's a different. We got a different sensitivity to our humour now. It needs to be riskier. It needs to be a bit more mature. Because your audience has grown up. Yeah. Your audience isn't fucking 16-year-olds anymore. It's guys that were 16 now they're 26. Yeah. So they don't want to see the same kind of humour. And I think that was why the Matty Johns show on Fox League went so well. Yeah, because they're riskier. They imply shit that they probably shouldn't imply. They imply about drugs and that. Like he's off his head.
Fletch and Hindy on that. It's relatable. It's funny. It's as you said. It's now.
Yeah.
It's the connection.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that.
They're the boys. They're fucking the boys full of shit.
Chat about something it's the same as us sitting at home.
It's like fuck. We did that last weekend.
Yeah. And so
Start a podcast.
And so, I just think that the times are changing. I think that there's more content out there that you're competing with everything now. You don't have the power anymore. You don't control people's views like with the One TV and the network. Basically curates what you see. We get to choose what we see.
Yeah, on obviously you've got your page, but somebody I follow and really, really like is Clarky's columns.
Yep.
Excellent. Great information, really good stats.
He's a perfect
Did you?
really?
He's God to God.
That's not. Don't worry about it. Well, I don't know beers. Hey? Oh, she didn't give you the beer. Grab 4 beers for the boys. You know what? It didn't even get declined. This fucking bastard just stitched me up and made me get you free beers. He's fucking probably he's probably some trust fund baby.
Imagine having to get the fucking owner of the place. What do you mean my card declined?
That's the most amount of money I've had in there for a while.
Classic.
There's 2 beers coming for you boys as well.
Oh, cheers. Thanks, man. Look, to be honest, I reckon we're pretty close to wrapping her up. Mate, what's, I suppose, where a majority of our people are from Queensland.
Yep.
For yourself, do you have any sort of idea where your beer's going to be in Queensland? So, like, fair few independents in Brisbane.
Yeah, so at the moment we're talking to liquor legends.
Yep.
And so we're trying to work out a deal where the hard thing is if you're not in ALM, a lot of people, but we're talking ALM to try to get into there so people can order.
Yeah.
But it's like the chicken or the egg thing. Like Liquor Legend wants to order, but we are not in stores yet. So ALM's kind of like we've got a meeting with the ALM guys set up, so that's all good. We're hoping in a lot of the Liquor Legend stores at minimum. But we are very confident that there'll be at least like a couple of places in Brizzy, hopefully one in Townsville, definitely one in Sunshine Coast, and at least a couple on the Gold Coast. So you'll be able to get it.
We've got, so today's Saturday, we got our second episode coming out on Monday, and we'll probably look to get this one out 2 weeks later, so it'll be, by that stage,
by that stage it'll be out,
a little recording from the start.
We'll announce late next week the stores we're in.
Yeah, sweet. So by the time this is out,
that'll be awesome.
Get it, but I love it, mate. Great beer. The branding's awesome. The venue's awesome. The brand you've built is fucking.
Yeah, it's sick.
So
it's amazing. It's just good to be able to relate to, sports thing you can relate to. It's no bullshit.
Yeah.
The fact you'll sit down with us for an hour and chat
shit.
Exactly.
It's just a fucking bloke. It's just a bloke. That's it.
It's a Bloke In A Bar. That's the fucking
it's just
Bloke In A Bar. Actually, you know what? I'll show you our posters that are going to come out.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
How'd you go shirts-wise? All gone?
We did a pre...
Yeah, it's all the pre-sale.
Pre-sale.
I think I got the yellow one coming. I'm very tired. Yeah.
We did a pre-sale. We sold
thank
a lot
you
of
so
fucking
much.
shirts.
Give you those. Thank you so much. Cheers.
So this is the posters. Wow, this fucking makes me tell you I love them. I am aroused. So this is the posters. You're going to see it all the bottle-os and that.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh, yeah.
That is so good.
Fuck, man.
Look at Cookie.
I still got it, baby. I still got it.
That's so good.
Ready for this? This is fucking...
It's the money man.
Mate, this is the money man.
Hey! That is so sick. I want to order one for my room. How big do they come?
Well, we got
Can't get lost.
we got massive ones and then we got smaller ones, but
Shitty pass out the back from the forward.
fuck
Take it
yeah.
on the hip.
You know what was weird with the photo shoot? What was weird? So I directed the photo shoot. I had all the ideas in mind, whatever. But so I was like organising it all and like running back and doing everything. And like a week before the photo shoot, I said to myself, like, hang on a sec, I've fucking got to be in the photo shoot. Like I was like, because in my head I'm like, no cunt's going to want to see me. They want to see my Cookie. And then I was like, fuck, I mean, I'll be stupid. I guess people want to see when I post. I don't fucking know. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I organised the whole thing thinking that it was just for them. And then I was like, fuck, like, I'm actually going to have to fucking do it. So that was, I'd never done nothing like that before. But yeah, so.
Actually, it all came out so good.
Yeah, like, for example, little things like this that a suit wouldn't know, man. Like, they just don't get it. He's wearing, like, pluggers.
Yeah.
That, like, it's a little subtle touch, but blokes fucking love that shit. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And so, whereas, like, I feel like a suit or whatever that's not in the culture, they just wouldn't think of that. Whereas I went and bought them.
See that. It's like,
Mate,
Fuck
that's.
me, he's going to break 30 metres.
This is going to be an origin try, 100%.
Like, off the record and stuff, how do you go business-wise? Like, did you speak to people about trying to set it all up, or did you just...
No, I mean, it's all just me. Everything you see, absolutely everything you see is me. So all the content, all the business decisions, like, it's just been winging it. Like, literally just been winging it. Like, a good example for me personally is that I played soccer till I was 17. Yeah. And then I changed to rugby league.
It's like up shit for rugby union.
But the thing is, it's like, I've got the mindset of like, just fuck it, just fucking do it. Like, I'm very confident in my ability to learn things on the fly, and that's like, changing from soccer to league at such a late age. It only took me 2 years to debut, which is...
And then you're catching the crossfield kick.
Just unlucky, just in the bread basket.
That is huge, though, to come from I don't know, I've never played soccer, I'm pretty uncoordinated, but like that contact, like learning tackling against some big boys.
The first training session I ever did, literally the first training session I ever did, and it was only on the diamond pad, so it wasn't even like full contact. I did 2 tackles, had to stop because I had nothing there. So I'd never tackled before, swear to God. Didn't even, put it this way, the week before we went up to training with the Broncos, I had my old running coach get my brother, and he was teaching me how to tackle because I didn't know how to tackle. So he was getting my brother to run like straight sideways and showing me how to like tackle the legs and that. I didn't know how to do it. We both didn't know how to do it. So that's how raw I was. We had this like meeting in the first session, and they had all the young, like the best in the state, like under 17 to 18 guys. And he was going through everyone, the reserve grade coach, the Clydesdale coach, which is Broncos reserve grade. He's like, you're ready for reserve grade. You're ready for reserve grade. Basically saying to them, like, you need to apply yourself and you can play in Queensland Cup. The only person that he said out of the whole group got to me is like, you're not ready for reserve grade. So out of all the boys, what's funny though is I was the only one that went on to play reserve grade that year. And out of all that group, I was the only one to go on and play NRL.
That's awesome.
But what I'm saying is that's how much, I was 72, I put on 10 kilos in the first preseason because I was so little. So yeah, and that just gave me the confidence later on in my life. You know what? Like for example, when I opened the bar, I had no experience. I wasn't even supposed to run the bar. My ex-missus was supposed to run the bar. Yeah. Like I was supposed to be doing all the content, and then we broke up, and I was left with this bar going, "Holy fuck! I don't know anything about running a bar." So most things, if you just work hard, you'll get it.
Yeah.
It's always that fucking first week where you're like, I feel like I'm never going to know what's going to happen. Like I feel like I never know how I'm going to learn this. Like I'm never going to learn this properly. And then once you get past that first week of just feeling like you're never going to learn it, all of a sudden it just clicks. Like you just, it's like I'm never going to learn how to do a podcast. And now it's like so fucking simple.
Literally, man. Like
first one, I stepped on the audio quality, like just from playing it. I've never used it in my life. And from putting it together, I'm like, oh, once I learn this, like, holy fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Literally, like we went out to a brewery in Brisbane to do like a vlog, do all that sort of shit. Had another mate doing it because Das was like, "Oh, this should be way too hard to do."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, I might just give it a crack." Turns out real well, and he's like, "Oh, just experimenting." And
so, I mean,
it's just that mindset.
It's that mindset, and we're not taught that mindset. We're like taught this kind of like very like narrow thing, like you learn your trade, you stay in it or whatever. Whereas, it's that mindset of being like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to have a crack. Yeah. If it goes well, goes well. If not, whatever.
Yeah.
That's it for us. If it goes well, Yeah. We're sitting here having a beer.
If not,
shit, like,
exactly. Second tins, and that's all.
Sipping the best beer in the country.
Exactly.
It's literally 100%. It's got to be. It's got to be.
But yeah, look, we might wrap it up there. So massive thanks to Denan for having us down here at Bloke In A Bar. Just for people like myself who aren't good in the community.
Yep.
Where exactly are you if people are down the Gold Coast to come find
We're
you?
in Broadbeach. We're located just up from Loose Moose on the corner at Oasis Shopping Centre. And then, we'll be announcing beer locations soon and all that kind of stuff. But come in, don't come in. It's all good.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. By the time we post this, the beers will be out. Make sure you go down and get them. It's a cracker of a drop. Definitely something that I'll be smashing. Oh, beer of the week. Oh,
Huge
beer
call.
of the week will be massive.
I'll let you be out of my presence before you make that decision.
Oh, no.
I want it to be a real decision. I want to win properly.
No, trust me. As a lager enthusiast, this is up there with the best. Like, it's actually such a good beer.
Well, you know what? And like, I don't like try to sell it before it happens. But the brewer that made this recipe, he's literally one of the best brewers, young brewers in the country. We're not allowed to say who he is because he's with a fucking really well-respected brewery.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, no, we're not allowed to. But what I can say is absolutely he is one of, and that's a fact. Like, it's not just like a, I'm just saying he's good. He's got the runs on the board when it comes to respect from the community of this. So that's why it's such a fucking clean, crisp beer.
Yeah, it's genuinely so easy to drink.
I can't take any credit for it, pretty much. Even though I'll get all the fucking praise for it, it was actually him that made the best. I had an interview last night, and the dude's like, he's like former rugby league superstar. I was like, whoa, man, superstar. And then he was like, turned brewer, and I was like, what? Nowhere has it ever said that I've ever brewed anything. Yeah, fucking hell.
That's so good. But yeah, thanks again to Denan for having us down here. This is Klutz, Das, and Dan who gymmed at the end. It's Crushin Tins with Bloke In A Bar. So thank you very much, guys, and we'll catch us next time. Give them heaps.
Aunties.